What makes someone unstoppable? Is it talent, dedication, or a refusal to let anyone get the last word? For Michael Jordan, it was all of this and more. His drive wasn't just about winning, it was personal. Whenever someone doubted him, mocked him, or even accidentally crossed him, Jordan didn't just respond, he destroyed. This is the story of 8 unforgettable moments when Michael Jordan sought revenge and cemented his legacy. Ready to see the fire that turned him into a legend? Number 1. LeBradford Smith's nice game incident. It was March 1993, and the Washington Bullets weren't exactly a powerhouse team. But for one night, LeBradford Smith played the game of his life. Scoring 37 points, he was unstoppable against Jordan's Chicago Bulls. It wasn't just the points, though. The story goes that Smith casually told Jordan, "Nice game, Mike," as they walked off the court. Whether or not Smith said those words doesn't really matter. Jordan believed he did, and that belief lit a fire that would burn the Bullets to the ground the very next day. The two teams had a rematch, and Jordan showed up ready to make a statement. Before the game, he reportedly told teammates he'd score as many points in the first half as Smith had in the entire game the night before. Sure enough, Jordan dropped 36 points in the first half alone. He finished with 47 points, while the Bulls dominated the Bullets in a lopsided victory. Jordan didn't just win. He buried the story of Smith's big game under an avalanche of points. That's the thing about Jordan. Even if the slight wasn't real, the revenge always was. Number 2. Gary Payton in the 1996 NBA Finals. The Bulls' 1995-96 season was historic, with 72 wins. But the NBA Finals against the Seattle Supersonics proved to be a tougher fight than anyone expected. The Bulls dominated the first 3 games, but then Sonics coach George Karl decided to put Gary Payton, a lockdown defender, on Jordan. Suddenly, Jordan wasn't getting the easy looks he was used to, and Seattle won games 4 and 5. Payton didn't shy away from the challenge either, saying later that he felt he had worn Jordan down. But here's the thing about Jordan. You might slow him down for a game or two, but you'll never stop him. By Game 6, Jordan was back in control. He adjusted his strategy, using his mind as much as his physical skills. He focused on efficiency, passing when double-teamed, and taking smarter shots. The Bulls clinched the championship, and Jordan capped off one of the greatest seasons in NBA history. Years later, in the documentary The Last Dance, Jordan famously laughed at the idea that Payton never bothered him. "That's Jordan for you, he wins," then rewrites the story. Number 3. Nick Anderson and the Orlando Magic, 1995 playoffs. The 1995 playoffs were a turning point in Jordan's career. It was his first postseason after coming back from his brief baseball stint, and fans were eager to see if he could return to form. But things didn't go as planned. In Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Orlando Magic, Nick Anderson stripped Jordan of the ball in a crucial moment. After the game, Anderson added fuel to the fire by saying, "No, 45 doesn't explode like number. You're me huge." That single comment set the stage for one of the most dramatic comebacks in NBA history. Jordan switched back to his old number, 23, and though the Bulls lost the series, he was already plotting his revenge. Over the summer, he trained harder than ever. When the next season began, Jordan and the Bulls were unstoppable, winning a record 72 games. When they met the Magic in the 1996 playoffs, Jordan was a man on a mission. The Bulls swept Orlando in 4 games, and Jordan showed Anderson and everyone else that number 23 was back and better than ever. Number 4. Clyde Drexler in the 1992 NBA Finals back in 1992. Clyde Drexler was one of the best players in the league. Some even dared to suggest that he was on the same level as Michael Jordan. Heading into the NBA Finals, the media hyped up the battle between the two stars, framing it as a clash of equals. Jordan didn't see it that way. To him, the idea that Drexler was his equal was an insult, and he planned to make that crystal clear. Game 1 of the Finals was Jordan's stage. He scored 35 points in the first half, hitting 6 three-pointers, a feat so rare for him that he shrugged at the crowd as if to say, "Even I can't believe this." The Bulls won the game, and ultimately the series in 6 games. Jordan was named Finals MVP, and Drexler's name faded from the Jordan's equal conversation. For MJ, it wasn't enough to win the title. He had to win the argument too. Number 5. Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics, 1986 playoffs. Even in defeat, Jordan found ways to leave his mark. In 1986, the Bulls faced the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. The Celtics were loaded with legends, including Larry Bird, and no one gave Chicago a chance. But Jordan? He didn't care. In Game 2, he exploded for 63 points, a playoff record that still stands. The Celtics won the game and the series, but Bird famously said, "It's just God disguised as Michael Jordan." For Jordan, respect from Bird was a victory in itself, even if the scoreboard didn't show it. Number 6. The Bad Boys. Detroit Pistons, 1991 Eastern Conference Finals. The Detroit Pistons weren't just rivals, they were tormentors. For years, they used the Jordan rules, a defensive strategy designed to shut him down. They roughed him up, knocked him down, and eliminated the Bulls 3 times in a row. Jordan had enough. In 1991, the Bulls swept the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals. But it wasn't just about winning. It was about dominance. The Pistons left the court without shaking hands, a sign that Jordan's revenge wasn't just a win. It was a complete humiliation of the team that once owned him. Number 7. Karl Malone and the MVP snub, 1997 NBA Finals. The 1997 season had its own controversy. Karl Malone won the MVP award over Jordan, and while Malone's season was great, many believed MJ deserved it. For Jordan, the finals against Malone's Utah Jazz became personal. In Game 1, Jordan delivered the ultimate response. With the score tied and time running out, he hit the game-winning shot over Brian Russell. Jordan didn't need to say a word. His performance said it all. The Bulls went on to win the series, and Jordan secured his 5th championship. Revenge had never looked so effortless. Number 8. The New York Knicks and Atlantic City drama, 1993 playoffs. The Knicks were up 2-0 in the 1993 Eastern Conference Finals, and the media was in a frenzy over Jordan's late-night trip to Atlantic City. People questioned his focus and commitment. It was exactly the kind of criticism that fueled him. Over the next 4 games, Jordan dismantled the Knicks. He averaged more than 32 points per game, leading the Bulls to 4 straight win. Moments show how he turned every slight into fuel for greatness. Whether it was a comment, a comparison, or a defeat, Jordan never let anything slide. That's why his name still inspires respect, fear, and admiration. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Which of these revenge stories is your favorite? Did we miss one? Share your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated. Let's keep this conversation going.